Good morning.
Good morning.
So, this is our first podcast, and I wanted to introduce you. This is Tiffany, founder of Smile to Share.
Hello.
My name is Huiyan with Intimacy Healer, and today I just want to interview Tiffany. What's successful she have been an entrepreneur and living her life in her terms.
My own authentic way.
In your own authentic
Yes,
way. So what
exactly.
does it mean by living life in your terms?
So living life on my terms now means that I take the responsibility of creating the life that I want instead of just saying, oh, I have to do this job 9 to 5, 5 days a week for the next 30 years. Like I left sales and management in industry, but to pursue what really made me happy and then to make a better use of my divine God-given gifts, still doing the same type of work, but on my own terms. So I'm not a slave to anyone else anymore. I create the life that I want to lead, and I'm around people that I want to be with. And if I don't like something, I don't have to do it anymore.
Yeah, so what does a typical morning look like for you, Tiffany?
So I like to go to bed early, but wake up around 4. So I find the times from 4 to 6 is a really good time for meditation. So I like to begin the day with either a guided meditation or just listening to some music or my own insightfulness. And I start every day first just waking up with a positive, thankful thought that I just woke up. And that in itself is like the gift right there. So anything from there is just my responsibility to make the day great. So a little meditation, a little smoothie. I like to do yoga and Pilates or yoga lattes, which is a fusion. So start the day with some mindfulness, some exercise, and then just get ready. And typically every day when I'm taking a shower, I listen to Abraham Hicks' Everything's Working Out for Me, and another Energy Rampage, and I do that pretty religiously. So I like to have throughout the day some kind of motivational, spiritual, or even just music. I love to listen to music and dance, but just anything that I can start the day out in my days aren't stressful anymore. It's not like set the alarm and, worry and hurry. Everything's just, even if I'm very busy, when you're kind of in your own flow, you just don't notice it anymore, that it's not busy, it's just being. So
I know as entrepreneurs, some way, you need to plan your days ahead of days and how you plan. How do you plan your days? 5 days ahead, 10 days ahead?
I don't like a lot of pre-planning. There's certain clients that I have, that there's a level of planning that I have to do to get ready for that. But I like my lists. I like to make lists, but I'm more just kind of go with the flow now. And I think, writing out your goals for your life and the direction you want to be are good, but I don't do any more like just everything's set into stone. That's one of the things I wanted to get away from, was everything being so structured. And for me it's better if I can just have the adaptability to do a lot of different things in one day. And again, it doesn't require a lot of planning, because when you're in the flow, then things are just happening on a natural level, and you'll notice it in your day. Like you'll wish, oh, this would be great if this would happen, and then bam, it's like, oh God, thanks.
I know Buddha often said that as humans we fail or to do is because we suffer because we expectations.
Yes.
And when expectations are not there what we want, that's when people feel miserable and they get disappointed. Tell me, at the transition phase, you were top of your game, leading a large corporation company, making them millions of dollars. What inspire you to transition out of that? I mean, if people look at, oh my God, she's so successful and money,
you have all the
you have all of this stuff,
Yeah.
and
But you're not. I have always worked in male-dominated fields, so heavy equipment, oil and gas. I did business development for a pump manufacturer, but I found that trying to keep my femininity, to still be a strong woman figure in a male-dominated field, but to hold on to my femininity, it just became an environment where I did make people a lot of money, but the companies, they don't care. You're just, you're getting paid, but there wasn't any kind of relationships with those companies where you felt valued. To them, your value was if you made them money, then you in turn got to make money. And I just, I had a really bad experience with a company, with the CEO of that company, where I was at a leadership conference for accomplished salespeople, and I was the only woman in that group, but I was treated like they treated me less than. And when I got home from that, I just said, it makes you feel hollow inside. And so I didn't feel like I wasn't getting any value in my life. And so I made the decision where I took a year off, and I just kind of drove around and went and did different things just to kind of get back into being like a spiritual person. So, I mean, that journey, obviously, from the year 2000 to 2019, it's been a journey of discovery. And there was I made some advancements, but then nobody around me understood it and treated me like I was going. Because when you give up your work and then you decide to do something else, people are afraid of that because they don't have the courage sometimes to do it. So people were saying, well, what's going on with you? That, you're stupid, you're giving up. And so I kind of, for a couple years, just stopped telling people things, but I just found my own way. And so my spirituality and the divine energy and just using my gifts, like insane smiles to share. Like somebody said, oh, is that your marketing gimmick? And it's like, no, that's my way of life. Like, it's free. And every day I tell people smiles to share, like, because it's free to do. And I mean it from my heart that, that's what my life is about now, is just feeling that joy of being light and happy and making other people happy. And, other things, I have a fabulous life. I lived in Australia in the tropics, in the Whitsunday Islands area for 3.5 years. I left everything and went over there. So I've just had a fabulous adventure. And the more I get into it, the more I just can't wait to see what I'm going to create next, like with some of our stuff. So yeah, awesome. It's exciting.
So what are some of the tips that you can suggest to someone that are, in corporate, that felt they're stuck, they felt they're not worthy of attention, they just feel like there's something more out there, but I'm just too afraid to get out and not get a job. Right. What would you advise to them now that you've taken 19 years, that they can speed up the process much quicker than having, all those years are not wasted for sure, but however, what are some of the advice for all your journeys that you've been through that they can do and start now?
Sure. I would first just tell people to never let fear stop you. That most really accomplished people, it's not the companies that make them great. It's them making these companies great. So, like with what I did, sales, public relation, writing, journalism, I looked and said, okay, this is the talents and the skills that I have, and I'm able to use it to make people money, but why can't I then just look at ways of doing it on my own? And you'll be amazed that there's a lot of call for consultants. And I mean, you can just create a position. I've done that. Like, oh, this is what I want to do. I'm going to create it, and people are going to need what I'm doing. And so, one, just don't be fearful, and then just take steps. Like, it's not like seamless, like you do have to realize the things that maybe you have to give up initially, like that security of, the sick pay and the this and the that. And some people, they need that, but other people, I think, that are frustrated, sure, they can find a way to translate what they're doing to help other people to then just help themselves. And then when you're doing it for you, it's so much more enjoyable. And you have to sit down and just ask yourself for the next 20 years, like, how is feeling like this going to impact my health? If you have money or retirement, but then you're so stressed out and sick by the time you're able to retire, how everybody's always working to do something later, and I want people to work for themselves, to do it for themselves and their families today.
Yes, and there's so much resources out there,
Yes.
and all you have to do is start. And
Yes.
I appreciate
Well, thank
your
you,
time
Ray.
today, and listener, you can
you.
find Tiffany McCarn on Facebook, and seek out for us and join us.
Thank you.
So
Smiles
thank
to share.
you. Smile to share, and have a fabulous Friday.
Happy
Bye for
Fabulous
now.
Friday.
Bye.
Bye.